Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the One More Thought podcast. I'm your host, Heath Watts, and so honored to be here. I feel like it's been forever since I've been on the podcast. Took a little break this summer, and so I'm excited to be back and excited that you're tuning in. Whether you're a part of Church on the Rock or something else, we're just so honored that you take the time to listen to these, and we hope that they bless you. As always, like, comment, share. Let us know how these are impacting you. And we're so thankful for our One More Thought podcast community. We are in a brand new sermon series at Church on the Rock focused on the life of Jonah. And I know a lot of people learned about Jonah in children's classes in Sunday school, about Jonah in the well. And so we're taking the next few weeks and we are looking at the story. And I love this from different perspectives of people in the story. We're going to look at it from Jonah. We're going to look at it from, I'm really excited about this one, from the people on the boat, where somebody got on your boat and storms started rising. What were you looking at? And so it's going to be an exciting next few weeks, and I am excited to have a very special guest, one of my favorite people in the world, just a superstar here at Church on the Rock, Pastor Zach. I'm going to say this right. Enohost.
There we go. Yeah.
I did
That's the best one yet.
Come on. Yes.
Best one yet.
Yes. The H is silent.
Yeah.
And so, man, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Super excited today. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. So Zach is an integral part of Church on the Rock. He oversees our youth ministry, oversees our young adult ministry, and just does an incredible job. Helps with men's ministry. Just one of those guys that truly is always making it better.
Thank you.
And today we get to talk about something. I think it's really cool. I think it's really exciting. I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
I don't know anything about this, but we talked about this in this last Sunday about the perspective of Jonah. If you don't know, just a quick recap, Jonah gets a word from God, and he basically says, I don't want to have any part to do with that. And so he runs the other way, gets on a ship. There's a storm that comes over. They figure out the storm's there because of Jonah, so they throw him overboard, gets swallowed by a fish or a whale, the theological debate that everybody loves to debate, and then ends up going where God had already called him. And so Zach is here today because God gave you a prophetic word in 2017.
Yep, that's right.
And you literally told me I did not want any part of it. So just tell us what that prophetic word was, and then we'll kind of just dive into what we're talking about.
So in 2017, I was a missionary at the time.
Okay.
And so my goal was to travel all over the world, to share the gospel with people, to go to the most remote, neglected places. And at this point in my life, I think I've been to probably like 10 or 15 countries. So I was like, I want to hit 80 countries. This is what my goal is. And I was at this conference for our organization. They do like a once a year like revival meeting.
Yeah.
And so I'm there and I got a prophetic word. And the word is very, very weird, but just kind of give you like a brief summary of it.
Yeah.
This guy had a word for me that he saw me standing in the United States. And he's like, I see you in one country and I see people basically all over the world on a map. And he's like, I see your tongue reaching out and touching people all over the world.
Wow.
And he's like, I think what it means is God's going to use you in the U.S. to reach people all over the world without having to travel. And it was a word on social media, getting on social media, preaching, doing all that. And in 2017, I was like, there's no way I'm doing this. Like, I'm traveling the world. I'm going to go to these places. And so I was like, I don't want anything to do with that. And so I just kind of ignored that word, just put it on the back shelf. And then again in 2019, this is when I feel like God actually spoke it to my heart and just told me, hey, you need to get on social media. Yeah. And at the time I was like, I hate my voice. I hate the way that I look. I hate watching myself on camera. I'm not talented with videos and editing and any of that stuff. So I was like, there's no way that I can do it.
Yeah.
So again, I ignored it. And then in 2022, again, I feel like God spoke it to my heart, get on social media. So at this time I was like, okay, I've had a prophetic word. I've had God speak to me twice about it. So maybe I'm going to post. And so I reached out to some people I knew that were doing it, got some advice. I posted one video and it completely flopped. It probably got like 5 views. I was like, this is horrible. Like I look like an idiot. So I just deleted the video and I was like, I'm done. Yeah. Well, then in 2024, we were here at staff prayer on a Monday morning And I feel like God was like, start social media today. And so I was like, okay, I have to do it.
Yeah.
And so I did it, started it back like right at the beginning of October, and been doing it for about 10 months now.
Yeah. Man, what a story, man.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because I feel like God gave you a prophetic word to get on social media, and God gave me a prophetic word to get off of it.
Yeah.
I am not good on it, but that's an amazing story. And what I love about it, and today what we're basically talking about is when God gives you a word. And here's what I want you to know if you're listening. I do not know many people that God has given them a word and it made total logical sense in their mind. Mm-hmm. Many years ago, me and Kelsey felt like we got a word that we were going to be the lead pastors at this church, and it was so like out of our logical understanding. We were like, there is no way we could follow somebody like Pastor Jackie. There's no way, like, man, if we did that, and yet I've just found that many times God will give us a word that doesn't make sense, even give us a word that doesn't make sense in our own means, because when he gives us a word, he wants to come alongside of us, and he wants to be a part of it. And if he comes alongside of us and only gives us a word for what we can do in our own abilities, then there's no room for him to work. Yeah. And I think what we have seen in yours, I mean, Zach, let me tell you, if you don't know this guy, he is an amazing guy. You're an amazing pastor. You're an amazing dad. You're an amazing husband. But let's be real honest. Neither one of us are like oozing with special awe and one. Like I'm the same way. I preach and I'm like, man, I hate my voice. I'm a hick from Arkansas. I don't like the way I sound. And all these things on why we can't do it.
Exactly.
And God just began to use you, man. And he has, I think what we're seeing right now is that word come to fruition. I mean,
definitely.
just give everybody, you deleted the first video. You're kind of like, God, I've gotten 3 words and this is not another thing that we do. God gives us a word and then we try it and we're like, and we fail. It didn't work. But now you've pressed in and you're going after it. And just, man, I there's not an ounce of arrogance in you, but I want you to share the kind of impact that you're making, because you are reaching a lot of people right now because you pressed into it.
So too, I saw a little bit of growth on YouTube in about 2 to 3 months of posting. I think I grew to maybe like 20,000 subscribers in about 3 months. And at this point I was fired up. I was like, man, I made it. Like, this is it. And probably in about January or February, it just leveled off. I was like, I'm seeing no growth. But I was like, I got a word. I know God's calling me to do this, so I'm just going to keep posting. And so for 10 months, I've never missed a single day of posting. Posted 3 videos every single day. Woke up early, stayed up late. I was like, I'm going to be consistent and do exactly what God's calling me to do. And so when May hit, I had maybe like 1,000 followers on Instagram, about 150 followers on Facebook. There was like no growth. And it was almost like overnight. I woke up and it just exploded. And so from May till August, my Facebook went from about 100 followers to 575,000 followers.
Golly, man.
My Instagram went from 1,000 to 100,000 followers. YouTube's up to about 63,000. TikTok's about 60,000. And so I've seen like extreme growth, which it took a long time, but it almost felt like it was overnight too. With just being consistent. But with all of that, like on Facebook, I've been averaging about 70 million views a month. I've seen over 1,000 people give their lives to Jesus for the very first time.
Come on, man! Over the internet, over 1,000 people.
Yep. One of my favorite testimonies. There was a girl that started watching my videos. She was 13 years old. She decided to put her faith in Jesus. She wanted to get baptized, and her parents were atheists. And she was like, I've been showing my parents your videos for the past month, and they're going to let me get baptized. And so she ended up getting baptized at her local church. And so just a lot of cool things like that.
And let me say this, because it's not, we say this in the church world all the time. It's not about the numbers. It's not like you're just looking up at every month, and you're just going, oh, I had 70 million views, and looking at the numbers. You're actually engaged with these people, like you told us. Like, just give us a few other stories of how you've literally use the internet, use social media to minister to people, to disciple people, to help people get to that next place with God.
So a lot of the videos, like the reels that I post, people might see that and be like, oh, those are just clickbait. They're just rage bait, they're just to get views.
Here's the deal though, man. Let me just say this, especially in West Texas. You got to fish with bait. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You got to fish with bait. You got to get them in. So go ahead.
So what I look at the reels as kind of like a commercial.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, I'm not going to show you everything that I got, but I'm going to show you like one thing to get your attention. Kind of like McDonald's. Like when you think of a commercial with McDonald's, like they don't show you that they got, the pies. They don't show you they got the ice cream. They don't show you they got, the fish fillet. They show you like the Big Mac. They show you one thing to spark interest in you. And that interest will then get you into the store where then you can see everything that they got.
Well, I had a bad experience with the Big Mac one time.
Yeah.
So, but I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
So I see what you're saying. Like it's just to get them wondering and clicking on things. And that's what you're posting every day.
Yep.
And then that turns into probably some conversation.
Exactly. So like the reels, the purpose of that is to get people into like the live videos that I do, to do the to the long form content, because like you're not gonna disciple someone in 1 minute.
Yeah.
You're not gonna disciple someone in the comment section.
Yeah.
And so it's like this whole purpose is to get you to my live streams where I can interact with you, pray for you, disciple you. And so with that, one of I think the coolest testimonies was I posted a video on pornography and porn addiction and how God wants to set people free. And that video got 305,000 views. And at the end of it, I just put like, hey, if you're struggling with this addiction and you want freedom, just comment the word help.
Yeah.
And I had over 2,000 people DM me, comment to me, and I prayed with them, talked with them. And over the course of like 2 months, I responded to every single person, 2,000 people. And so it was amazing. People just confessing from, people from like teenage years to like 65 years old. So believing that God's really going to set people free from that.
Dude, that's so amazing, man.
Thank
you. Now let's talk about this, because I think one of the reasons that God really, I think there'll probably be a time down the road where I get back on social media. I may actually come to you and ask you to help me out a little bit, but I think part of the reason I got off is just, it's almost like people feel like when they're on social media, they can say what they want to and they're not responsible for it. And there's just definitely a lot of negativity, a lot of haters. Do you, like when you get those kind of comments, because I know you do if you got that much traction, do you engage with them? Do you respond to them? Do you not? Like, what is your process? Have you seen anybody kind of change their mind? Like, because I know it's everywhere. And I know with you, it's probably all the time.
I get a lot of DMs of people saying like really nasty stuff. Sometimes comments. Sometimes I'll be honest, I poke the bear a little bit just to get them engaging and commenting a little bit more, which sometimes I'm like, okay, I need to delete the comment, or I just not need to engage with them or something like that. But I get quite a bit of that. Most of the stuff I get is like people not even attacking the content, more so just attacking me as a person. Like I get stuff about my braces. I get stuff about my hairline. I get all the stuff just trying to tear me down. So like those things I might like interact with them a little bit, mess with them. But so
man,
people are crazy.
But 2,000 people, it's just amazing, man. I just think it's awesome. What would you say to the person there? I've actually been in my personal time, I've been reading through the book of Colossians, and I think it's in Colossians 1. It says this. It says, Paul's writing to the church, and he says, "I am so glad that you are saved. Now you must continue to follow God." And I think there's the salvation part of Christianity, there's the following or the discipleship part of Christianity. What would you say to somebody, because we get this a lot, who just says, man, you can't disciple over the internet. You can't disciple, like it's forever. It was like, man, it's got to be face to face. It's got to be, and you think about the impact that you're making. I mean, I'm guessing you have people from other countries that are reaching out to you. I'm guessing you have people from other states and other parts of the world. What would you encourage someone who's like, man, I just don't see how you can disciple over the web like that? What would you say to them?
I think over the course of the years, I think the message needs to stay the same, but the method changes.
Come on, man.
And so it's like, how are you doing it? Like that's going to change, but like the reason, the purpose, the wording, like all of that stays the same. And it's like, people thought televangelists were crazy when they got on, TV 50, 60 years ago, and they made a huge impact. It's like Billy Graham filled stadiums, televangelists, reach people all over the world. And it's like now there's like a revival taking place on the internet. And if you look at like pretty much everyone's on the internet.
Yeah.
Like you look at people's screen times, they're on like 7-8 hours a day.
Yeah.
Kids are playing video games all day. People are watching live streams all day. So it's like, that's where people are hanging out now.
Exactly.
And so it's like, let's go meet them where they're at. And so
because the world's meeting them there.
Exactly.
Everybody else is meeting them there. Why not us meet them there?
Yeah.
I love that, man.
And you got like streamers who are online for 7, 8, 9 hours a day, and people, hundreds of thousands of people are watching them. So it's like, why can't
video games?
Yeah.
Playing video games.
Yeah. And so it's like, why can't Christians get on and do the same thing and talk with people? And so like with the discipleship, I get on, I'll do live streams. I'll spend about an hour and a half on a live stream, and like people come in, and it's like you start to build a community online. So it's like now I got people, I know their names, I know where they're from, I know their children, I know what jobs they have. And it's like I have a actual relationship with them.
Yeah.
I could actually pray with them. I got a message today how I prayed about this lady who had like this word for her that God's gonna, provide a house for her. And, she ended up messaging me and was like, hey, I had this word from God, and like what you said to me was exactly what I've been praying for. So like, I believe this is from God. And so it's like, you could definitely disciple people online.
Yeah.
Now I do always encourage people to find a local church, to get plugged in, to find community in person, because I'm still a huge believer that like we need in-person community.
Yeah.
But I think you can do both.
That's awesome, man. Last question. 2017, you get a word that you're supposed to do this. It doesn't make any sense. 2025, you are making an impact literally across the world. What would you tell somebody who feel like they've received a word from God, but they just have it just doesn't make sense? They don't know the next step. They don't know the next direction. Maybe they're running from it, like Jonah, like you said you were. What would your encouragement be to somebody who's listening right now?
Yeah, I think the reason why I didn't start was because I was afraid.
Yeah.
Like I was afraid, what were people going to think about me? What were my friends going to think? I was afraid of like, what if I say something wrong?
Yeah.
What if my theology is not correct? Like all of these different things that I was thinking of, because I was like, I don't want to make a mistake. I don't want to lead people the wrong way. And so I let fear keep me from starting.
Yeah.
And a while back, one of my friends told me, typically on the other side of fear is the biggest blessings in life.
Wow.
And so I would say anyone who has a word from God, like step out in faith and just do it.
Yeah.
If you make a mistake, like it's okay. God has grace for you. Like there's been plenty of times where I posted a video and I'm like, oh, like I need to delete that. Like that's not okay. Or there's times where like maybe I respond to a comment in a way that's like not Christ-like, and I'm like, okay, like that's not okay. Like delete that. Or maybe even there's times where I post something and then someone in my comments responds and like says like, hey, this was actually like debunked. This isn't true. So it's like, okay, I'm sorry. Like I'll own up to it. I'll delete it.
Yeah.
So I think like, don't be afraid. Just start and have humility. If you mess up, own the mistake. Take accountability.
Yeah.
But I think that's one of the big things.
Good.
And be consistent. Once you start, be consistent.
So good, man. That's a message for everything. I just had this thought come in my head because I'm a preacher. It all starts with the same letter, but it's almost like God's not looking for perfection. He's looking for progression.
Yeah.
He's not looking for you to have it all together. He's not looking for you for everything to happen on day one. He's just looking for some progression. I think I truly believe, whether it's discipleship or a word from God, I have always tried to teach that and preach that as a journey. And we get to a door and we have enough faith and we get over our fear to go through that door. And then there's another door and God opens it. And it's so true in life. We've got to be willing to start something, to be progressive in something. And so, man, Zach, thank you. I love what you're doing, man. I think it's so cool and so awesome. And I'm actually going to get on my wife's social media
There
and
you
kind of
go.
look at it, because I've been totally off of it, and it's been really good for me.
Yeah.
But I'm so excited you're making that impact. I'm so excited. I mean, I'm guessing you're truly seeing that word come to fruition right
Definitely.
now. That you're in the United States, and there's just, it's going out all over the world. And so, man, thank you for being on the podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for listening. As always, we love you. We're praying for you this week. And as we'll see you next week. Help us out, like, share, comment, and you guys have a great week. And we'll see you next time on the
See
One
you
More
guys.
Thought podcast.